My name is Mia Alvarez, and if you'd seen me 7 years ago, you'd have met a girl with big dreams and a bigger heart, standing on the edge of a future she thought was hers. I was 18, a small-town girl from rural Ohio, saving every penny for college, believing family was my rock, until my cousin, the golden boy of our clan, stole it all and bragged about it at his own graduation. But let me take you to that humid June evening in a packed auditorium where his smug smile met the shock of his life, a moment I orchestrated in silence, turning betrayal into a triumph that still gives me chills. I grew up in Willow Springs, Ohio, a sleepy town where the biggest events were Friday night football games and the annual county fair. Our family was tight-knit, or so I thought. Mexican-American roots, loud Sunday dinners, and stories of my grandparents' journey from Jalisco to the Midwest. My parents, Carlos and Elena Alvarez, were the heartbeat of our home. Dad ran a small auto repair shop, his hands always smudged with oil, teaching me how to change a tire before I could ride a bike. Mom was a part-time seamstress, stitching prom dresses for neighbors and dreams into my soul. "Mija," she'd say, her eyes soft, "education is your ticket out. Don't let anyone take it." We weren't rich. Our house was a weathered 2-story with creaky floors, and vacations meant camping by Lake Erie, but love filled the gaps money couldn't. I was the only child, the one with stars in her eyes. I loved books, art, and the idea of owning a bakery someday. Nothing fancy, just a cozy place with warm pastries and a community vibe. In high school, I was the kid who balanced AP classes with waitressing at Dolly's Diner, saving tips in a jar labeled college fund. My grades earned me a partial scholarship to Ohio State, but the rest, tuition, books, dorms, depended on that jar and a trust fund my abuela left me, $20,000, enough to make my dream real. My parents added to it, sacrificing their own savings, and entrusted my uncle, Tio Javier, to manage it. He was family after all. Enter my cousin, Ethan Morales. 3 years older, Ethan was the family's golden boy, charming, athletic, with a smile that could sell ice in a blizzard. He was Tio Javier and Tia Rosa's pride, headed to the University of Michigan on a partial soccer scholarship. Everyone adored him, including me. Growing up, he was the big brother I never had, teaching me to kick a ball, sneaking me extra cookies at family barbecues. But there was a shadow to Ethan I didn't see then, a hunger for more, a jealousy that simmered beneath his charm. The betrayal came the summer after my junior year. I was 17, counting down to college applications. Tio Javier called a family meeting at their house, a rare event. I sat at the kitchen table, surrounded by relatives, expecting good news, maybe a bonus for my fund. Instead, Tio Javier's face was grim. He said, "The trust fund, it's gone. Bad investments. I'm sorry, Mia." My heart stopped. Mom gasped. Dad's fists clenched. Ethan, sitting across from me, looked down, his jaw tight. I was too stunned to speak, tears burning my eyes. $20,000, years of my parents' overtime, my waitressing shifts, abuela's legacy, gone.
Later, I overheard Ethan on the phone in the backyard, his voice low but smug. "Yeah, I got the money sorted. Tuition's paid, bro. No one'll know." My stomach churned. I confronted him, voice shaking. "Ethan, did you take it?" He laughed, cold and sharp. "Mia, grow up. You didn't need it. You're not even sure about college. I'm going places. Michigan's expensive." He walked away, leaving me shattered. Tio Javier covered for him, claiming it was a mistake, but the truth was clear. Ethan had convinced his dad to funnel my fund into his tuition, betting I'd never make it anyway. The family split. Mom and Dad raged, demanding answers, but Tio Javier doubled down, accusing us of being ungrateful. "Ethan's our future," he snapped. Relatives took sides. Some pitied me, others called me dramatic. Ethan spread lies, saying I was jealous, that I'd wasted my chance. I felt like a ghost in my own family, my dreams stolen by the cousin I'd trusted. That night, I sat in my room, staring at my empty college jar. "I'll show you," I whispered, anger replacing tears. I'd go to college, build something bigger, and make Ethan choke on his words.
Ohio State was out of reach without the fund. I enrolled at a local community college, working double shifts at Dolly's to cover tuition. Days were brutal. Classes from 8 a.m., waitressing till midnight, studying in my car between shifts. I majored in business, minored in culinary arts, dreaming of that bakery. My parents helped with rent, but pride kept me from asking for more. They'd already lost so much. Ethan's betrayal was my fuel. I'd hear updates through the family grapevine. He was thriving at Michigan, captain of the soccer team, posting about frat parties and new cars. Each post was a knife, but I saved them, screenshots piling up like evidence. At community college, I found my spark. A professor, Dr. Lopez, noticed my knack for business plans during a marketing class. I pitched my bakery idea, Sweet Roots, a shop blending Mexican and Midwestern flavors, like pan dulce and apple pie, with community events like baking classes for kids. She loved it, connecting me to a local entrepreneurs club. I started small, selling homemade empanadas and cupcakes at campus events, building a following on Instagram under @SweetRootsBakes. Customers raved about my tres leches cupcakes and horchata scones. By sophomore year, I'd saved $5,000, enough to rent a shared commercial kitchen. I kept it secret. Ethan's graduation was approaching, his big moment, where he'd bask in the family's praise. I wanted him to taste his own medicine. Sweet Roots grew quietly. I catered small weddings, local festivals, even a mayor's fundraiser. I hired 2 part-timers, both single moms from my neighborhood, paying them fair wages. By my final semester, I'd opened a tiny storefront in Columbus, a former coffee shop I renovated with secondhand tables and my mom's hand-sewn curtains. Revenue hit $15,000 a month. I took out a small business loan to expand, adding a delivery van and online orders. Sweet Roots was featured in a local paper, Hidden Gems of Columbus, under my initials, M.A., to stay anonymous. Meanwhile, Ethan's ego soared. He'd text family group chats, bragging about job offers from finance firms, his new apartment in Ann Arbor, even a flashy watch I earned. He never mentioned my fund, but at a family barbecue, he cornered me. "Still slinging burgers, Mia?" He smirked, sipping a beer. "Heard you're at some community college. Tough break." I smiled tightly, picturing my shop's packed counter. "I'm good, Ethan. Congrats on Michigan." Inside, I was plotting. The plan took shape when I learned Ethan's graduation would be a spectacle. Tio Javier rented a banquet hall post-ceremony, inviting half the town, relatives, friends, even local bigwigs. Ethan was set to give a speech, his victory lap. I just closed a deal to supply desserts for a regional food festival, netting $100,000 in profit. Sweet Roots had 3 locations now, 15 employees, and a valuation of $2 million after a local investor backed me. I'd used part of my fortune to buy something symbolic. The community center in Willow Springs, where Ethan and I used to play as kids, was facing foreclosure after mismanagement. I paid $800,000 cash, planning to turn it into a Sweet Roots baking academy for low-income teens. Graduation day arrived, humid and electric. The University of Michigan's auditorium was packed, blue and maize banners everywhere. I sat in the back, in a simple sundress, blending in. Ethan strode across the stage, all confidence, except in his diploma to cheers. My heart raced, not with envy, but anticipation. The banquet hall afterward was lavish: crystal chandeliers, a buffet of prime rib and shrimp, a DJ spinning pop hits. Family fawned over Ethan, Tio Javier boasting about his Wall Street future. Mom and Dad were there, proud but tense, still stung by the fund theft. Ethan's speech was insufferable. "I made it through hard work," he said, grinning. "Some people dream, but I built my future." He glanced at me, smirking. "Not everyone gets the same shot, but that's life." Laughter rippled. My blood boiled, but I waited. During the dessert course, my cupcakes, anonymously supplied via a catering friend, the MC called for family toasts. I stood, uninvited, holding a velvet envelope. "Ethan, I have a gift," I said, voice clear, eyes locked on his. The room hushed. "You took something from me, my college fund, my future." Gasps. Tio Javier paled. Ethan laughed nervously. "Mia, what?" I cut him off, opening the envelope to reveal the community center deed. "I bought this with Sweet Roots, my bakery empire. It's worth millions now. You bragged about stealing my dreams, but I built something bigger." I turned to the crowd. "This center will be a baking academy for kids like me who deserve a chance. Ethan, it's yours if you admit what you did, right now." The room froze. Ethan's face crumpled, sweat beading. Tio Javier stammered, "Mia, this isn't the time." But Mom stood, voice fierce. "Let her speak." Ethan's bravado cracked. "Okay, fine," he said, muttering, voice breaking. "I took the money. I'm sorry, Mia. I was wrong." Louder, for all. "I stole her fund. She deserved better." Tears fell as he sank into his chair. I nodded. "The center's for the community, not you, but you're welcome to learn there." Applause erupted. Relatives hugged me, some crying. Tio Javier apologized, shamefaced. Ethan avoided my eyes, his victory tainted. Later, Mom whispered, "Mija, you're our hero." Dad squeezed my hand. Sweet Roots grew. National franchises, a cookbook deal. I funded scholarships, rebuilt my family's pride.
That girl with the empty jar learned to rise from ashes. Ethan's betrayal broke me, but it forged a fire no one could extinguish. If someone steals your dreams, build them bigger, in silence, and let your triumph roar. As Audre Lorde said, your silence will not protect you. Speak your truth, rise from betrayal, and let your success be your loudest revenge. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart, for sharing this journey with me. Stories like these remind us that we can turn pain into power, theft into triumph. If this moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more real stories of resilience and redemption. Your support breathes life into these tales. Together, we inspire the dreamers to rise. Until next time, keep building no matter who tries to tear you down.